Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back for some more EVE Online. Welcome back also to CC, the test server for EVE Online, where CCP is holding a mass test that is actually going to focus on audio. Now, I myself don't really, care too much about audio when it comes to EVE Online. It's more of like a background thing that I do get annoyed by one of the bugs where you get like a continuous buzzing that's on TQ at the moment, but in general, as long as it's not too overwhelming, I'm quite okay with how the audio is. But yeah, they're doing an update, and if I'm not mistaken, it should be an audio centered around the engine types of sounds, because we will have to orbit a fleet commander with and without afterburners, which is for fleet Y, which I'm in, and micro drives for fleet X. So I'm curious to know how all of this is going to work, but I accidentally had to do a warp to repair my ship here, and so I already noticed one. So let's maybe start with that one. I'll actually put the music levels at 0 so that you can hopefully hear something as well, because sound is a little bit muted. But let's head back to, let's see if I've got like a station or something. Any assets here? There we go. And let's do a warp within 0 on this one.
Active.
Listen to that. That sounds pretty cool. I hope that it's like a triclavian engine, but it could just be warp engines engaged in general. And then when we land, there we go, we came in for the landing. So that's definitely pretty cool. Let's bring this music back up to 40%. I do like it as a background thing in general. The mass test is mostly to test the new space engine sounds and how they perform during fleet conditions. So yeah, space engines sound in EVE Online. It's not very logical, of course, since there's no medium in space normally to carry sound, but the way it's explained lore-wise, if I'm not mistaken, is that it's actually something that us capsuleers interpret, information that we interpret as sound, or that is being interpreted as sound as we fly in our pod, and it's not necessarily actual physical sound in space. So if we encounter bugs, F12, and we are about to get started. We'll of course also keep an eye on performance here. And still flying the Vedmak here has been serving me quite well, and it looks so cool in these mass tests. So undock and warp to the XBV gate. All right, hold at the gate. So Stargate, XBV, warp within 0. Let's go. And we should have some guys in the back. Ooh, CCP Zootrope is actually in a stereo. And there it is again. That's definitely futuristic sounding. So the warp drive engaged now has this crackling sound to it, and then actually has a little bit of like a whine as you fly through subspace. Here we go. Annoyed by some hangars and greeted by some fighting that's happening, which is not what you're supposed to do, but okay, unless it's like NPC stuff. Oh, it's probably going to be NPC stuff. Yeah, there we go. It's actually some Serpentis artillery that's fighting as the people from the mass test gather on the gate. Really cool. Very cool looking. As they come out of warp, that's still the thump that you hear. So that's still the same as the NPCs are dealt with. And so far, one carrier, but lots of subcaps, which I like. Definitely pretty good that we can have some subcaps for the fight, as bigger ships are coming in. So now we get some battleships as well. Please ensure that you hear audio, especially when zooming in on your ship. So that's probably what we'll want to do. Now, if it becomes too overwhelming, because that's something that happens quite often when I'm playing on TQ, there's a first Moros landing, weapon sounds completely overwhelming, damage, incoming damage sounds as well. So I'll try to keep a healthy range so that we're not completely overwhelmed. But that's the focus for this mass test, as the big boys are starting to land as well. So here are the carriers, Titans, faxes, supers, all of that stuff coming in. Couple of Ragnaroks, a yellow and a red one. And let's see if we get... That's a cool skin on the Phoenix. Look at that. Animated with those Tron-like light colors. That's very cool. Couple of faxes, carriers. And I do think that this is playing with the music in the background as well. I noticed I was gone all of a sudden, so it is possible that this is CCP's doing. So all the weird audio stuff, just so that we can focus on the new engine sounds. Space engines. So there we go, we're still landing, 185, and then I'm expecting, yeah, there they are, a fleet of Zenithras coming in as well. That's an NPC fleet, you could say, or some extra accounts that CCP has running in the other fleet. So this time we may just bite the dust if they target us. They are pretty cool looking, of course, and they're all gathering at the gate. All those other Triglavian ships, very cool. Phoenix still shining with the party lights, and other than that I should probably just select the gate and be ready. 168 now. Lost a couple of people. Oh, maybe, yeah, some people are jumping through. Fleet X, jump. Fleet Y, stay. So I will stay. And Fleet Y is at 63 members, all right, considering local. And then the Zenithras there, that should be pretty decent. So there we go. They're all being shot towards the star that's actually behind the planet, but that's very cool. So that's Fleet X all going through. Don't get this type of a view very often, but look at that. Very nice. Like a ship rail gun firing off through subspace. Very, very cool. And audio-wise, that's it. The idle type sounds that I'm used to, honestly. I think they've disabled audio on the server now. Music, I mean. Alright, let's see. Fleet X should be there. Fleet... Still got a couple of guys, but not too many. And I've got an Afterburner, so that's fine as well. Let's see if that's gonna be... If we have to do this here. So orbit someone and then use your Afterburner. Still close enough to the gate? Yes, I am, so that's fine. Couple of messages here, alright. Get rid of this as well. I know some guys will be a little bit OC. Oh man, it's still the red button. So with that we should be fine. Oh, and man, here we got another one. Look at that. Actually, he actually has some armor damage as well, but that's very cool. Those animated skins look very cool. So we have to orbit a lookup table. Can I do that from here? No. Let's see. My fleets. Orbits. Can't do that here either. Normally, I think I should be able to do that, but... Oh, maybe I can. Nope, can't select him like this either. Well, we'll just, as we have our big guys starting in orbit there as well. I'm just going to orbit someone else. That's pretty much the same. At least if you're not in a super. They've started their orbits a little bit late there, CCP. Habakkuk, but alright. History, or can I do that from here? Fleet member. Align to. Can I like look at him or something? Let's see if we can find him this way. No, now we're getting bumped off. I'm gonna do this one and then keep at range. Can I do that? Keep at range. 500 meter. Let's see if we can chase the Barghests. That should be just like an orbit then. So here we go. And then, yeah, maybe there's like a little bit of a difference. Fleet Y, keep orbiting, but enable afterburners if you have them fitted. I do have one fitted, more by accident, but let's go. Okay, now the audio may not push through that well in the video, because I do keep it a little bit muted, so it doesn't interfere with the voice too much, but I was definitely hearing like you know, an afterburner type effect, like we were taking off. I'm actually gonna orbit the gate. That could actually be an idea as well. Let's do that. Orbit at 5. Go back in. So as we speed up, stop afterburners. All right. And oh, Fleet Y, enable microbe drives. I don't have one. Anything that I can spot that probably has one? Probably this Macarial. Let's go take a look. Okay, I'm not hearing anything, but it is not my own ship, so that could be part of the reason. But at least what I have to say here is that it's not overwhelming. It's not like really bad or anything like that. But can we spot who the hell it is that we're orbiting? Ah, there we go. Let's do an orbit at 5. Stop orbiting and approach the gate again. Alright. Approach. I'll actually go right on top of my ship again, and then... Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. It's an afterburner sound. It's not super overwhelming, but it's definitely like, alright, something's been engaged. We are burning hard, so very cool. Look at any other ship. So that's for Fleet X, so not for me, although we can still follow these steps as well if we want to. Let's see. Here we get a rattlesnake. Slowly passing by. I honestly, I do like this as well, where the camera now actually, I'm a little bit too zoomed in, but if he were to completely pass us, you know, the camera would do this super nice transition. So we're close enough, we're all good. Hopefully the Titans can still come close enough as well. But let's also stop our ship so that we are ready. Oh, maybe go and listen on that. But yeah, now the audio is mostly like the other modules that are active on other ships. Like here we got some sensor boosting and things like that. All right. So now Fleet X will have some steps to do. And the music is back. Okay, not sure what's happening there. Let's see if there's anything happening here. Okay. Ah, there we go. Couple of bugs. Macarial notices no sounds. Be turned off now. Yeah. Okay. Feel free to change look at to a different ship. Is not moving. Fleet X enable either afterburners or micro drives now. Alright. This doesn't happen very often, that we're like split up in order to do different steps, but hopefully CCP can basically get all the cases that they want and get all the information, of course. For me here, there's definitely a difference in warp. The afterburner Not super noticeable, but definitely pretty cool when you actually pay attention to it. And yeah, maybe there is then a problem with a couple of the ships, like the Macarial. We looked at it and it didn't do anything, but we'll see. So once we're zoomed out enough, nothing anymore. Poor Titan, been bumped, I think. He might have to bounce. All right, select the gate. And we get to follow in. Let's go. That still sounds the same to me. There's the enemy Zenithras, and there's the dance around their FC. So we get, let's see if I can maybe grab something else. Not sure if that prop mod is on, but alright. So there's that camera move, so you can then look at it, and alright, that was again a little bit close, so we were bouncing up against the camera, but sometimes you get some really cool tracking shots this way. Disable look at, I'll disable that as well. And that's another Titan drifting off. Another one. Not really sure what's happening there, but alright. I'll move in any direction. Alright, let's head slightly towards the sun, but to the left of it. Performance-wise, still definitely okay. Definitely am hearing like a booster sound again. Yeah, man, that probably because it's the Titan. That's so big. Alright. Super coming in. Fleet Y. Look at any moving fleet member then again. God damn it, can I do that from here? Well, I can lock target and then I can do a look at. That'll work as well. And look again. Let's unlock this. Align the Poitot gate. Do not warp yourself. Poitots. Align to. We're 180 in local. Although you can see it's a decent amount of Zenithras as well. And that was probably meant to be Fleet X and Fleet Y, but alright. Okay, not sure. I can hear a little bit of engine stuff. That's new though. That's pretty cool. Should have maybe... okay. Too bad that it's such a small warp. So we're in pretty fast. Yeah, but that new warp sound, some people will hear that for the first time on TQ. I think they'll be like, whoa, what's this? That's really cool. Really crackling with power, so very nice. As everything comes in. So, weren't we going to shoot at like a structure or something? Let's take a quick look. Orbit. Oh no. Alright, at first, or I think on the forums, it said that we were also going to bash a structure, but looks like that's not the plan anymore. That is fine. Now our fleet's only at 30. Okay, that's not a, or that's a wing. Yeah, 60. There we go. 69 members. As another Titan lands. Oh, just jump in and fight. Alright, let's go. So far it has been working, but this is generally the toughest thing, of course. We'll have like 150-ish people, and then we'll have to deal with all of the weapons and things like that. What do we see? What the hell is that? Avatars. I think everyone is waiting. Although everyone is landing here as well. Alright. So we get a whole fleet of avatars here. I kinda wanna go and take a quick look. Member of Not Zach. Okay, not sure. Not sure what this is about. Focus especially on listening to audio during this fight. Alright, so let's zoom in a little bit. Let's see if we can find a target. Like maybe a Demos. Alright. Where is it? There it is. Orbit at 10k. Medium drones out. Engage. So he's being hit by my drones and by my beam, and then I'm gonna go back towards me, and I'm actually gonna engage my Afterburner. Okay, not hearing anything too special. But I'm also not hearing like problems, which is pretty big, of course. Not sure where all of that firepower is coming from, but that's a lot of stuff hitting that Demos. Ooh, a little bit of crackling now. Alright, I'm definitely hearing a bit of crackling on my audio end here now. So there's the Demos. We are in armor, in heavy armor. Getting boosts, ship bursts. Well, if I'm gone, I'm gone. That's definitely fine. We're still hitting the Demos. My armor is running low. I'm webbed as well. Someone caught me. His armor is really low as well. Should probably like overheat and everything, but it's gonna be too late for that. Oh, getting some reps. He's in structure. Boom, saved by some reps. Awesome. Well, let's take a Caracal next. Do an orbit at 10. Fire one. Oh, lost most of my drones already. Yeah, the big ships and their AoE can be very annoying, but I was saved. All right, thank you very much, Fleet Y. This time they saved my butt. Got an Ikitursa. See if we can take that off the field. As I keep losing drones, Ikitursa, fire one. Orbit at 10k. We're being targeted heavily again. All right, let's go. Probably won't make it. Ooh, still losing drones. Big AoE. Got a little bit of armor back. Keep it. Can I overheat you? Still a sliver of structure left. Come on. Wrap it up. full overheats. And we are taken down. As there's my ship. She served me well. I think this is the third or its fourth mass test. Finally, it has been blown up, as I can try to approach the Stargate a little bit more. And then we can actually look around. So let's zoom out. Audio music kicks back in here on this view, and now this feels quite okay. I went right in the fight, got a little bit of crackling, but maybe my old mic, my old headset as well, that was doing that. Overall, this felt decently balanced, which I think is the biggest problem from time to time when it comes to some of the audio issues. And ooh, these guys are actually firing at stuff. That's that's interesting. Not really sure what's happening there. Big explosion in the back. 35 FPS with 185 in local. Bug hunter down. Lots of firing happening there. Zenitras are just firing all over the place. That's another explosion there for another capital ship going down. And I think this one is also going down. There she blows. As everything is being cleaned up quite nicely. I'm not sure what to make of this stuff, but alright. Titan's also cleaning up. Please focus especially on listening to audio during this fight. Maybe I should try to zoom in again. Is there like a frigate or something? Yeah, there's a worm. Let's go take a look at that. So that was definitely like an audio transition. Like, alright, gotta switch to something else. Heavy thud, you could say, in my headsets. But these like distant explosion sounds are definitely good in my book. Let's see, maybe the Leshak then. Moving not too quickly. Here we get an Incursus from Big Money. He's just sitting there, too bad. And now we are definitely, it's dominated by really big ships. There we still have a Dramiel. Are you moving? Yeah, Dramiel is hauling it. So let's get really close. Yeah, again, getting some slight cracklings, but nothing too special. Not picking up the gun audio on this one. Does look very cool like this. Right behind on the ship. Too bad that we don't see its actual target. That is definitely cool though. And in local, honestly, I do like that you're not like overwhelmed and that it's not completely dominated by some sounds, which you sometimes had. There's still a lot of that boosting with sensor boosters and things like that. But in a battle like this, right, it would be super chaotic. Looking at it from like this Dramiel perspective, I think this still makes a lot of sense. And let's see if my transition to zooming out. Less. And then there you don't hear too much from the battle anymore. So, yeah, I would agree. This is definitely pretty good. Hopefully, yeah, it fixes some of the problems that I do sometimes experience while being like super close to my ship. All of a sudden, again, big explosion sounds and things like that. Here I'm coming right back into everything. There is that zooming from the boosts, but it's not... And the explosions are a little bit more muted. Oh, I did do quieter weapon sounds. Maybe I should... Oh, he was just blown up. So I did do this one to play it safe. Let's see if I can still spot something else that's firing. Maybe the Loki? Take a look at you. Still not... No, not firing. Maybe the Tengu. Tengu is firing. Oh, and now I'm actually hearing them. So that was probably like the quieter weapon sounds. Because I was a little bit afraid of having like those overwhelming weapon sounds. But this sounds good, especially for just coming in on a random ship. And I could hear those launchers very nicely. Jaguar, are you firing? Unfortunately, the Jaguar is not firing, and that is then the end of the mass test, it seems. Well, I'd say that this is pretty good. Certainly no major problems or anything like that to detect. So I can make my way through the gates before I'm sent back, and I'll see you guys next time.
Warp drive active.